Hey guys, I know it's been a while since I last posted a video. I've actually filmed a couple videos, but I haven't posted them. I've still been battling some mental health stuff. I think just from all of the bed rest I was on, it's been really hard to regain my mental health. It's getting better though, but it's definitely taking longer than I anticipated. But I just wanted to update you guys on some things. So I'm 21 weeks tomorrow. I ended up having 3 anatomy scans. So the first one was for my midwife, and baby wasn't in the right position, so I had to go back. I think it was last Monday, and I took some video about that, so I might post it after this. So I had to go back last Monday to scan his spine, and I don't know, they wanted something else as well. And then on Thursday, I had my first meeting with an OB. So I got referred. I'm still with my midwife, and things are different in Canada versus the States. So I think the type of midwife I have is kind of similar to what's called a nurse midwife in the US. So my midwife, all midwives, I think, in Canada, can deliver at home, at a birth center, and then I think all of them are licensed to deliver at hospitals, but not all have hospital privileges. So my midwife collective is affiliated or has privileges at one of the hospitals that I was interested in delivering at, and maybe I'll make a separate video at some point about how I chose my midwife, because that was a thoughtful process. Anyway, I think I might have mentioned it in passing in one of my previous videos, but I have a brain injury. I was in a really horrible, life-changing car accident a little over 11 years ago, and I still suffer from many health issues as a result. Things are better than they were. It's more the severity of everything has slowly gotten better over the years. But as a result, when I was looking at the hospital that I'm going to deliver at, the different types of OB services that they offer, mental health services and dietary services and whatnot, I noticed that there is a specific kind of first of its kind clinic that's run for pregnant women who are disabled in various types of ways. And so I was curious about that, and it's a good thing I discovered that, because I brought it up with my midwife and she referred me. And I had my first meeting with that OB on Thursday, and they did another 20-week scan while I was there, because they don't trust outside scans, which is interesting, because they gave me the percentile of size for my baby at that scan, and it was 47 percentile, which is perfect. Anything between 10 and 90 is great, I guess, because it's a bell curve. So you just don't want to be an extreme outlier. But what's interesting is the previous scan I had, they didn't give me the percentile, but they gave me the weight, and the weight would have put my baby, I would assume still within that 90% grade, but definitely not 47 percentile. So the interesting thing that happened with that appointment was my OB, who, she's not taking over, although she could. So my midwives do something called shared care. So if you have other issues, like I'm also going to be referred to a pregnancy specific endocrinologist because I have hypothyroidism due to my brain injury. So like they will like consult, but my OB said because of your brain injury, you're actually like now considered technically like a higher risk pregnancy. So my OB wants to see me like every month for the time being, and then I'm assuming at some point the frequency of those appointments will increase, and I have the choice to like not see my midwife since I'll be seeing the OB as frequently as I am, but I want to see both. So that's interesting. And like the OB was saying they don't really understand a lot about how prior brain injuries negatively impact pregnancy because there's not a lot of data on it. But she said that I'm at like a higher risk of preterm labor or like going into labor before 36 weeks. And so I think on Saturday I was like looking into it, maybe it was Friday, and there's actually a paper out of like a research study out of Finland. I think it's the only one of its kind so far on women who have a TBI prior to pregnancy. There's several on women sustaining a TBI during pregnancy, which also have like negative outcomes. But yeah, so I think like instead of having like a 1% chance of preterm labor, I now have like a 3% chance, stuff like that. And my risk of C-section also goes up a lot. I think instead of like 14 or 15%, it's like 25%. And for me, I'd like to avoid a C-section if possible. So that's kind of disconcerting, but it was something that I was already worried about because I do have like core and pelvic floor instability due to my health issues. So yeah, so I'm not surprised by that actually. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad that I have the choice to see an OB and a midwife like frequently, like once a month for the time being, and then more frequently later, because some of my doctors actually would be really happy about this. So my fertility doctor was like, I don't want you seeing a midwife. Like, he doesn't have as much faith in them as some people do. As like my family doctor, by contrast, was like, yeah, I think like a midwife actually would be better for you because they're more like, they do more hand holding, it's more like hands-on, they are able to spend more time with you during the appointments, things like that. But my endocrinologist and my fertility doctor both wanted me to see an OB. My endocrinologist actually sent a memo to my family doctor and was like, hey, is it possible to like have her see both? And it wasn't, but under these like unique circumstances it is, so that's good. And in other news, I'm actually starting to show, so my pants are tight, and I've just ordered some maternity pants, so hopefully I'll like them when they come. But yeah, we'll see. Okay, have a good day.